All right, so we got the Mach 1 up on the lift. I'm gonna go over some stuff here. First of all, as you can see, there's multiple leaks, which you know, is not really surprising. But bigger concerns on the car are this damaged ram for the steering and this bracket that I tack welded back up in place after it ripped off the car when we attempted to move the vehicle in the shop. You can see that it was not properly installed or welded. Certainly gonna need a new one. Trans is coming out. We have issues with the flywheel hitting the block plate here, if the camera's picking that up. We have issues with the clutch not disengaging on the vehicle due to, let's see if I can get a shot here, right here. If you can see, this is the clutch linkage here. And if you can get a good look inside there, try to. Right there. All right, so that's one thing. Headers are really, I don't know, just in the way of everything on this car. They're not installed right. They don't fit right. There's a lot of things here that are just not right. They need to be redone. So these headers are going to come off. Trying to see, there's other spots here that I saw. I'm trying to remember where. Right up in here, if you guys can see that, the header's hitting the pitman arm, or the pitman arm is hitting the header, however you want to put it. These headers are just in the way of everything, and like I said, they're banged up in a lot of spots, trying to make them fit. So they're more of a hindrance than anything else on this setup. So they're going to come off. Custom trans mount right here. Sweet. That's coming out. All the stuff is going to be taken out and redone. So, a lot of work ahead here. A lot of work. This is going to have to be replaced. The tie rods are also bent on it. So, that's got to be redone. I don't know what kind of crap this is, but we're going to see about that getting off the car as well. So, a lot of stuff here. The bell housing is going to be replaced. This thing is going to be replaced with a late model style that's going to match up to this trans. It's a 3550. Trying to think what else. There's a whole gaggle of stuff here. There's bolts missing up here. You guys are being able, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's bolts missing out of the trans up there. There's all kinds of crap going on here. Rear's leaking. God knows from where. Or I should say probably from everywhere. Probably the pinion, probably the gasket here is leaking. I think it's a little bit of everything. So, exhaust has to be replaced. There's just a lot to do. A lot to do. A lot to do. Well, the customer wants to do it. I told him, expect to spend a lot of money. That's it. So we're gonna get on with it, start taking it apart, and start measuring out things and see what's what here. Got to check the input shaft on the trans, make sure it's not been cut to fit this thing. I need a stock input shaft if it was. So there's a lot to consider here as far as matching the right parts and stuff. So we got a kick coming for it that should match everything perfectly. Clutch, bell housing, the whole assembly, whole 9 yards, everything should go together with this trans, providing it's a stock length input shaft. And then all we need is a starter out of a Fox body style Mustang to fit with the new flywheel, and we'll see where it goes. But I'm gonna go take this thing apart. All right, a short time later, trans is out. Got to take the scatter shield off. You can get a better shot here now of the mess that we've got here. This thing, sort of, you can see that I can't even move this rod. It's just jammed on the header here. I mean, I don't even know what to say, man, with this crap. This is, I guess crap work has been going on for many years. In any case, here's the trans. It is a 3550 transmission. It looks like, from the measurements I took, my input shaft length is stock. It has not been cut, which is good. So that's out. I have parts here that are useless, and I'll show you. We have some other stuff here that I did already. There are the exhaust manifolds, the stock ones that my friend Dave had bead blasted for me, and we refinished them. This one here, after he bead blasted it and we checked it, he checked it actually while it was there for cracks, and it was split. So I ground that, drilled it, and TIG welded it. So actually brazed it, rather, I should say. TIG brazed it, but whatever. So those will be going back on the car. We will cut off those god-awful headers, and with any luck at all, that will be a huge help to getting this car towards where it's supposed to be, is out on the road. This is all going to have to be obviously taken off, and we're going to redo it. We're going to take all this here off and throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Stock exhaust manifolds, a normal exhaust setup on it, and it's going to get rid of a lot of our issues with clearances. And once we get the trans sorted, we're going to then work on the steering, and whatever else is necessary up in front here that has to be made safe for the vehicle. As you can see, there's a lot of things that need to be done on this car to make it roadworthy and safe. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. The diff, as you can see, is, like I said earlier, is leaking pretty good. Yeah, so a lot to do, guys. A lot to do with this thing. Expensive stuff, and it seems like I was talking to these gentlemen that I'm working with that are setting us up with the correct bell housing, clutch, and all that stuff that we need for this thing to fit without hitting and rubbing and falling apart. It looks like we have an option of a scatter shield as well, but the scatter shield is like some enormous amount more money than a regular bell housing, and I really think for the use of this car, he's better off going with a regular bell housing at this point. This car is not making 1,000 horsepower, so there's really no need for that kind of thing. I mean, the bugs need to be worked out of this car way before you could even think about doing anything with drag racing it, or doing anything like high performance type of thing like that, where you're going to be out pushing the car to its limits, because that's one way to get hurt pretty bad, obviously. So what I'm going to recommend is the stock type bell housing off of a 92, 93 model car that's designed to fit this engine and this setup. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted as we go along here. I just wanted to give an update on the Mach 1. We got the trans out today. Most of the bolts were falling out of it, in all honesty. There's bolts missing out of the bell as well. We ordered a hardware kit with the other parts. We're going to get all the stuff new, shifter included in the kit. So this is a whole revamp basically. The only thing that we're going to reuse on this vehicle is the transmission that you see here. Aside from that, everything is going to be new in that assembly. So we'll see how it turns out. I don't want to film this because I really don't have it's in my way, honestly, the camera. So I really don't want to be bothered filming while I'm doing this. I'll try to get some of the stuff on camera for you guys if you're interested. These videos, honestly, nobody really seems to care that much. But I did start on them. You know, I did start doing videos on this car, and the owner kind of enjoys watching them. So if nothing else, for him, I'll do what I can on video. But as you guys can see, that car needs a lot of work, you know, and that's just what you're seeing quickly on camera. It needs a lot of work, but we're doing our best for him, and as usual. So I really don't do transmission stuff. I really don't like getting involved in this kind of work at all, but I'm kind of making an exception in this case for him. So we'll see how it turns out in the end, you know, as far as hopefully he's happy. But I think I'm gonna go home, guys. I'm exhausted. So you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.